everyone, this is Kelly and I am back with another card for Honeybee Stamps. Today I'm sharing a Valentine's Day card. I've started out by die cutting lots of paper here with the Honeybee Stamps stitched rectangle dies. I also have some clear acetate. I'm going to make just a little super simple shaker pocket. But first I use those dies to cut like a frame or a panel for the front of my card, also for the inside, and then used a smaller rectangle die to cut out the smaller windows on all three sheets, so the card and then both of those pink sheets. Doing a super simple little shaker pocket here using the brand new Sweetheart sequin mix from Honeybee Stamps. This little mix is so pretty. It has some iridescent colors with some pink, red, white. It's just beautiful for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to spread that out in there. It's not going to be a traditional raised shaker card. It's just going to be kind of a flat pocket. Those sequins will still shake around and you'll get the little motion and the sound. It's just an easy, super easy peasy way to put it all together. I have put adhesive on three sides of that. And I'm going to use that fold there for the closure on the other side. So I'm just going to pull off the backing on that adhesive tape and fold that over and just make sure it's stuck down really well. That way I don't lose any of my pretty Sweetheart sequins. And then I'm going to use that same adhesive tape to go around the window on the card panel, that light gray card panel. I'm just going to go all the way around the sides. I'm going to peel off the backing of that, and then that is going to hold down that simple little shaker pocket right there over that window. Now those pink sheets are what is going to be used to have kind of a layered little look on the front side, but it's going to cover up all the guts on the inside of the card. You could write a little message on the bottom of that for the inside of the card. I'm just mainly using it to kind of mirror the front, and then I'll finish up the card at the inside of the card later. But I adhered that identical pink panel to the inside of the card to cover up all of the little shaker parts where it's all glued down. And now I'm going to prep and get ready the pink part for the front side of the card. Now I'm using the Sending You sentiment set. This has a lot of great greetings in it, but I wanted to put Sending You on the front side. I am going to stamp that in Nuvo Clear Mark ink, and then I'm going to heat set some Ranger Bridal Tinsel embossing powder over the front of that. Now I did stamp and heat set this 2 times because I wanted that iridescent look of that tinsel and that embossing powder to really come through. I made sure to heat this on the back side first to get it kind of melty and that melt going. That seems to work better when you're working with glitter embossing powders. It kind of traps that glitter in there, and so I did that the exact same way. And then I repeated those steps all over again, and then you have this awesome kind of tone on tone but iridescent look to what you have stamped. I'll give you a close-up of that later, and here is what that bridal tinsel looks like. It's just beautiful. I'm going to stamp that little bird. He is from the Snowbird stamp set, and then an envelope is from the Happy Mail stamp set. I'm stamping the bird in VersaFine ink because I'm going to do kind of a watercolor thing with him, and then I used a gray ink for the envelope. I am pulling out my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, and that first red is Carmine Red. Now instead of using just a plain water brush, which you could, this is Bristol cardstock by the way, so those Zig markers will blend very well or smooth out very well on that cardstock. But instead of using a water brush on this and just having it spread the color, I'm using the Nuvo like shimmer pen. This thing is so cool. It's just, it's similar to Wink Stella, but a ton more shimmer. So I'm using that pen to pull that color out and just to spread that color over that envelope as well as my little bird here. Now the little bird is colored in light carmine. I wanted it just a little bit lighter than the heart on the envelope. I fussy cut out the envelope, and I'm going to give them both a dry before I run my little bird through the dye machine, because I want to make sure that all that shimmer, you can see that shimmer there in the light. I love it. It's so cute. I want to make sure it's all dry before I send that through my machine. Now I'm going to cut right underneath his little wing there. The envelope is going to be tucked right underneath that little wing. And while I was at it, I just went ahead and fussy cut around the top part of this bird and around his tail. I left the legs with the white that you have when you cut it out using the die. I didn't want to mess with fussy cutting around his little fine little legs there, so I just left it as is, and I think it looks fine like that with the top fussy cut and the legs left with the die. But I tucked that little envelope just right under his little wing. I think it's so cute. And I adhered him down over that little window, and I'm going to pop the end of that envelope up just to give it a teeny bit of dimension with just a tiny bit of foam tape. Now for the inside of your card, you could cover all that up with another die cut of that little bird and the envelope. I decided just to leave it as is and just leave the little sparkles and glitters of the sequins. I'm using the Just My Type little cutesy little stamp set. I'm going to take the typewriter. It does have little hearts that you can stamp that looks like those little hearts are on the paper. I'm choosing not to use those. It comes separately, so I'm just going to use the little typewriter. And I'm going to use this for the inside of the card down on the lower right hand corner. Now when the card is closed, you can't see the little typewriter, and then when you open it up, I'm going to have this tone on tone, so I'm going to do it in that same gray that matches that light cardstock. And then from the Sending You stamp set again, I'm going to take the word love, and I'm going to stamp that right there onto that little piece of paper coming out of the typewriter. And so the whole card is going to say Sending You Love. And then to finish off the inside, I'm going to take some more of the little hearts from that Sweetheart sequin mix, and I'm going to put a few of those just kind of floating up from the top of that little typewriter. I'm just going to use some Nuvo liquid adhesive that I have put in my little precision glue container there. I love those. Those are the ones that have the little pins, the stick pins that go in the top. Those have been my favorite so far. They seem to not get clogged up. But I am using my jewel picker just to pick out those little hearts, 3 different colors, and glue that right down onto those little specks of glue that I added there. And when my card is closed, you can't see any of that in the inside, and then you have that cute little surprise, like he has just typed out his little letter and tucked it under his little wing. I just think it's super cute. I almost forgot to color his little beak. I was letting all that shimmer and glimmer dry out, so I'm taking a black glaze pen and going over his little beak and over his little closed eyes, and now this card is all done. I love that. I love the little sequin mix, and I love this little pink bird with all the shimmer. Oh, and that shimmer in that greeting, the Sending You. All these supplies can be found at Honeybee Stamps and are listed in the description box below. Make sure you check out the blog, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.